Hello. Hello there, Susan.
Hello.
Um,
Hello.
hello. Hello there. We are Geeks Assembled, of course. We're going to get t-shirts printed up like that, I think. We are Geeks Assembled. Um,
We should get t-shirts.
we should, yeah. Today, we are still in the John Carpenter phase, and it's a 1983 movie based on a Stephen King novel of a possessed motor car.
Hmm.
um, 1958 Plymouth Fury, to be precise. And this is Christine. Um, it's about a car what's gone to rack and ruin, but has a background of death connected with it. And a teenage boy buys it and does it up. And this is the story of what happens. So I will go over to Susan now to see her opening thoughts on Christine.
Oh, whoa, wow. So I had never seen this. I guess I maybe seen one scene or something. I seen one scene. No, I'm just kidding. Uh I enjoyed it. It was really good. There was lots of interesting special effects. And it was all it looked like it was all practical effects. There wasn't anything generated optically or whatever. It looked really cool. Run in reverse, crushing, run in reverse, stuff like that. It was really a cool movie, and that car was really cool too. I love all the other cars in it too. There was lots of like old classic cars, like the Volvo, and like those rough and rumbly trucks, and the vans and things. They were all like all stuff from the 50s, 60s, 70s. It was just amazing. And like there were so many, I mean, and just like at the, one of those things that kind of was, I didn't realize was an homage was the part of Twilight where Edward saves whatever her name is, Bella, by pushing the car. That whole thing was kind of I mean the basically the beginning of that was in the parking lot scenes of the high school, and like that was really interesting. Like that Christine was really jealous, and she was a jealous card. She was jealous the heck of that one girlfriend that our erstwhile anti-hero had, and he was a good anti-hero. It was, I mean, he didn't not have like the vulnerability that you need to be a hero, but he also wasn't one who would find something inside of himself that would have forced him to confront the car and change, intercede on behalf of humanity with the car, which was what a hero would do. But he didn't do that. He embraced the car. He embraced the spirit inside the car. He embraced Christine. I mean, there are these weird TV shows now that's talking about like my really strange, seriously strange kink, and like there are people who do fall in love with vehicles and fall in love with like all that stuff, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. But anyway, and like that's what happened here, and but I mean, of course, before all this kinky stuff was on TV on the telly, they had to make a horror flick about it because it was really gruesome and fun, the way that Christine would attack people, running them into things, splitting their bodies in half, you know, chopping off arms and legs and stuff. She just had a really great way about her, like fierceness. She was a fierce car. She had a fight in her for everybody, yeah, so she got a lot of people out of the way for our erstwhile anti-hero to go through, and then she also, uh, you know, she made a home in a place where she would actually end up killing the owner of the home, uh, like that old garage with Bundley or Dudley, whatever his name is. Um, let's see what his name was.
Uh,
Oops. Just a moment, please.
but was it? But you on about Buddy?
Yeah, Darnell. Yeah, Robert Prosky.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Robert Prosky was in so many things. Oh my gosh, an actor who was quite. He was in a lot of movies. He was in a lot of television shows. He was a really good character actor. And in this, he played the owner of this shop, this fix it yourself shop, which they used to have in the 70s and the 60s around the United States. But this was in the 80s, and so it was like, it was a little on the like backward side of things. But yeah, we we tend to not remember that uh, that it also already started in the fights already started in the machine shop at school. So I mean that's where the connection spirit came happen to our erstwhile anti-hero, uh, Keith Gordon.
Oh, it's Arnie. Arnie.
Yeah, he was yeah, he was a difficult character. I mean, first of all, they fought him, these bullies in school, and they jacked him up, and they took out the switchblade, and they threatened him with a switchblade and stuff, and like there was all this. I mean, they basically ate his lunch, like you say, like that was like a thing, and like this was supposed to be taking place in California, but the whole thing felt like Maine. Okay, so I did get the idea. I mean, didn't feel like California because there was just a lot of sensibility of smaller towns than there were, but you know, I'll give it to the production team to have chosen that as their setting. Anyway, I really enjoyed it. I think that it was really gruesome and fun, and I will probably try to watch the more modern one in a little while. But yeah,
Hmm. Well, I've never seen this before. First time for me. As for, I know it's based on a Stephen King novel. Not read the novel as well because people know that I struggle with Stephen King in his written work, like I do with Terry Pratchett. I struggle with Terry Pratchett's
that you
work as
do.
well.
I get it.
Um, but I'm fan of sitting down watching Stephen King movies and stuff like that. So this one was a new one on me. So I don't know how it differs from the book to screen, to be honest. But it mostly will do, of course. It's a movie.
Yeah,
Things get changed. Yeah, what a beautiful car.
yeah,
Uh, back then, back in the 50s or what, they really knew how to design cars.
Yep.
They made them special, beautiful. These days, the cars are just drab, really, aren't they? They haven't got character. They haven't got style. This Christine, what a beautiful car. It was also the evil possession that the spirit in the car was created or started on the production line, according to the movie, with the hood, the bonnet slamming down on the guy's
Oh my guy's
hand.
hand. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh. Yeah.
yeah. And also the guy who was smoking in the car, listening to the radio, killed that guy. Then whoever who bought the car, he committed suicide in the car. His wife died uh,
In the
with the
car.
car, So it had a lot of history. Um, and of course, Arnie Cunningham wanted to rebel against his over controlling parents.
Yes.
They were really over controlling. Say Annie was just a weak, what we call them, a nerds, don't we? Geeks. Hey!
Hey.
Picked on at school, picked on by these parents.
Yeah.
He wanted to rebel, so he bought a car. And it took over his life, and it so changed him in character.
Yeah.
So the car was even possessing him.
Yeah.
No longer did he look like a dweeb with glasses. He started to look after himself, and then getting the most beautiful girl in school. So there was some good things about how the car worked, but as I say, the bad things. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a good story because there is a few films out there what I like of possessed cars,
Mm-hmm.
which I've seen before, but this one slightly different. Um, yeah, it's as you said about the effects. I was watching those when it was happening on screen. I thought, wow, this is 1983,
Yeah.
and they could do this back then.
Yeah.
That was amazing with the car just
Yeah.
rebuilding itself.
What do we call it as Whovians? We call it regeneration. So yeah. Our Alex here was like commenting about its connectivity with this car having more lives than Doctor Who.
Yeah,
And the other thing the other thing with a lot of lives is a cat, and so
yeah,
that was the other thing that I was thinking about comparing it to. But anyway, go on.
yeah. The only thing, a slight little niggle for me was it took about an hour for the sort of Christine killings to start.
Uh huh.
It was just the build up over an hour to up to an hour before it became clear Christine was one in control. Christine was the one who was going out to kill everyone.
Uh huh.
So it was just a build up of story, about Arnie changing and his best mate being hospitalised and
Uh huh.
things like that. And then I thought, well, if only now, I mean, it was only 90 minutes long, I think, this movie.
Yeah.
So it didn't leave much time. It only left about 30 minutes for for everything to happen.
I know. I
And,
know. Right. That
and
was.
I thought, either it could have been a little bit longer, or they could have started the Christine thing a little bit earlier in the film.
Yeah.
That was the only niggle for me, but I enjoyed it. It was different. So, any particular things what stood out for you?
Well, I loved how when Arnie was looking at the car with that old guy, and the
Yeah,
old guy's like, "Listen, my this is what happened. My brother died. He left me the car. I'll sell it to you for 300 or whatever." And he's like, his friend is like, "It's not even worth 50."
yeah,
And that's when Christine got mad at him. I mean, you could tell that he had fallen out of favor with her all of a sudden. And so their negotiation back and forth was kind of fun and interesting. And then let's see, the other part was, Buddy getting his just desserts in the um in the garage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when after he he and his friends had taken sledgehammers and baseball bats to the car. That was crazy. And and Steven Spielberg's brother, I think, was in this.
Really?
David Spielberg, yeah. He played the guy, the teacher at school.
Oh, right.
And there was a guy who was in it. There was a lot of little like famous people who didn't get much to do, which was really amazing. There was Kelly Preston. There was Stephen Tash from TV. There was Stuart Charnel. But there was other people who got lots of but then they chose the name Darnell because of the guy who's playing the father of Arnie. The actor's name is Michael Darnell, and the character's name is Cunningham. And like that, I mean, we in America all have this like affection for the family named Cunningham, like the Happy Days family.
I was going to say, was it the Happy Days?
Yeah, it was. You're right. You're right. And so and then the way that the high school kids were making fun of that name was
Yeah, a bit profound.
yeah, it was a bit different. And uh, let's see.
I've just seen that David Spielberg was not related to Steven Spielberg.
Oh, whatever. I don't believe you.
It says he was not related to film director Steven
Sure,
Spielberg.
sure. Yeah. Don't mess with my head canon. Okay, I'm sorry. Then let's see. Other things I really liked. I really liked I agree that the rollout from the factory was really something cool because she was like the only red car in a whole line of white cars. That whole line of white cars was like little angels, and this was a little devil. That was like hilarious. And then there was like she chopped that guy's hand, and then that other guy asphyxiated in the car while smoking a cigar, just because he dumped ash on her seat covers, or because she was mean. I don't know. Anyway, it was a good. It was there was a lot of good spots. What about you? What were your favorites?
I've mentioned about the regeneration of the car. That was amazing. But also with where she's chasing, I can't remember his name now. Chasing one of I think it was the first of the gang through the industrial estate, and corners him in this little narrow little alcove, and she just goes for it and squeezes into that space and squashes him to death.
Uh-huh.
All her sides explode as she gets through those, straight through into amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know why the guy got dropped off there in nowhere. Uh, I mean, if you was getting dropped off at home, you'd get dropped off outside your house, wouldn't you? No, not in an industrial estate.
Right.
Hey, yeah, it was just to say the Annie Cunningham's transformation from a little nerdy goody two shoes to quite a nasty piece of work.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, he gets, he dies in the end.
Mm-hmm.
I did like the death of the garage owner as well.
Mm-hmm.
Death by steering wheel,
Uh-huh.
crushed to death in the smoking car.
Yeah, that talk about that car on fire.
Yeah, it was just that was just amazing. That when they exploded the garage, so they killed off that other guy. It was some great driving and stunts in this.
Yeah,
Really, really well done. So
driving on fire.
thumbs up to all the drivers and the stuntmen in this.
Yeah,
Um,
good.
Amazing. But as I say, the niggle with me was it just took a bit too long for the Christine action to start, because before you knew it, it was the end of the movie. So, but yeah, a great cast. I did really want something nasty to happen to the parents.
Yeah, yeah,
They deserved it. And it was good to see Harry Dean Stanton in this
yeah. That's true.
as the detective. He popped up well middle of the movie. He's always good to see him in a movie, and he's no longer with us now, but a great actor. So yeah, Harry Dean Stanton, brilliant to see him. So anything else you'd like to say about this before we go to final say and score?
Yeah, the also the woman who played the mother of the family with Arnie's family. Her name was Christine. The actress who played
Oh,
her. I thought that was kind of
Christine Belford.
yep.
Yeah,
So I mean, we've got. I mean, there's a lot of like really strange little twists and turns the way that the cast was named and the. I mean, the characters were named kind of after some, except for the name of and then the other was just Kismet, because the book was written long before the actress was cast. But anyway, funny. And the other thing that was really something amazing was the way that she would light up so bright. I mean, like that was another one of those really cool things that
the headlights.
the headlights and the dome light inside when that whole thing was going on. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean, also a big thumbs up as well for the music in this. And
oh
of
yeah,
course, who did the music? Let's have a look. Oh,
George
John
Thorogood.
John Carpenter.
Yeah, but George Thorogood did Bad to the Bone.
Yeah, bad to the bone. But Alan Haworth and John Carpenter did the score. But that is a great track to choose
Yeah.
to play.
Oh
Bad to the
yeah.
bone. Um, Amazing song. So anything else? Oh, well, it cost $10 million to make. It's quite cheap, really, isn't it? That
Yeah, but
back.
how much did it make? Did you know?
Yeah, yeah. It only sort of doubled that. It got 21 million.
Oh wow. Okay.
So really, it was a bit of a risk taker. This one.
It was. That's true. Maybe that's why they remade it in the 90s or something.
I didn't even know they'd remade it. I'll have to check that.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that was the other one that we did this weekend.
Oh no, it says something about a remake.
It says that they have.
It's been announced.
Oh,
It's been announced that Blumhouse and Sony are going to remake the film.
okay.
And that was announced in June 2021.
Okay.
So we'll see what they do with it.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's the only remake there. It doesn't say anything else.
Were there sequels to it?
No, it doesn't say. No, so there can't be any sequels. No, no, doesn't mention any sequels. So it looked like it was a one-off for Christine. So what would you give it?
Oh, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. It was really good, and even when the thing was in a little cube at the end, uh, having been compressed, I still that other guy had his tape deck as he was walking, or the radio playing as he walked by. I thought, oh my gosh, she's turning on the stereo and she's gonna start rebuilding herself out of that little square.
It could happen. You never know.
It could happen.
It could happen.
Yep. So I'll give it nine radio possessed radios out of 10.
Okay, yeah. I think I'll do the same actually. I'll give it 9 wheel hubs out of 10. It's not one where you need to have IQ and be clever to understand it. This is just leave your brain at the door. It's good action sequences. It's good effects.
Yeah.
Acting is fun. So you just put your feet up and enjoy it.
Yeah.
There's no real gore in this. Not really. Not that I can remember. So yeah, it'll be 9 from me. So that's our little review of Christine, John Carpenter's Christine, based on Stephen King's novel. So, and I said I don't know what he thought of the movies, because sometimes Stephen King doesn't like the movies produced from his books.
I know, it's true.
So we never know. So you guys out there, have you seen Christine? What do you think of it? Let us know. Leave a comment below. Get in touch with us if you want to join me and Susan talking about movies, talking about TV, talking audio dramas. Just leave us a message. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Insta, and there was another one.
Tumblr. YouTube.
Tumblr's dead these days.
Okay.
Yeah, so just leave us a message. We'll try and get you on. Be 18 plus. Have a PC, laptop, mobile phone, tablet. All you need is a camera, microphone, and you're in. Because you just download the Zoom app, and then you're good to go. So one more thing. When you're subscribed, because you better subscribe to our YouTube channel, of course, and join our Facebook group.
Sure.
Please press the bell notification button on YouTube, and you'll get notified every time we put up a video. So I think that's the full lot there, Susan. Just trying to think. Yep. That's it. So, Susan, thanks for joining me, talking all things Christine and Vroom Vroom. You guys out there, join us.
If this had been made in Britain, it would have included the song "Baby, You Can Drive My Car."
No, it wouldn't, because of the copyright on the Beatles songs. Because at that time, Michael Jackson owned the copyright and it wasn't allowed to use Beatles songs.
Oh, crikey.
Crikey. But now Paul McCartney's gotten back, so yeah, so
much.
So it's been fun talking Christine. So until next time, guys, please be safe, drive safely, and honk that horn. Bye for now.